Okay. Hello, good morning. I am one of the candidates for the MYP Coordinator Assistant Principal position, and I was asked to supplement the interview that I did with Robin Schneider with a small video just talking about some of my accomplishments as an MYPC. So I'm going to do that. The first thing I would say is that I've been an NYPC at two schools now, Daystar Academy in Beijing, China, and now at Isho International School. And I think that you have a couple of other candidates or people that will be joining you from Isho this year as well. Um, so, not to bore you too much, because I am just doing a talking head video, I just wanted to talk about a little bit how I've tried to build capacity intentionally in terms of the MYP programs that I've been running. And some of the key accomplishments include an increased use of data in order to intervene with students. So, the first form of this is that we developed something called the Students of Academic Concern Forum, in which teachers supply information about 3 weeks prior to reports are to be distributed, the end of marking periods, and a week after, in which we ask them to kind of make predicted grades about their students. And that allows us to do interventions before the marking period is over rather than after it. And I think that's been hugely successful. And that's a piece of data that we've added to our otherwise, like the other data points that we look at, in which we're able to kind of use the data-wise system. And this is something else that I've been working on with teachers. We use the data-wise system in order to identify learner-centered problems. And then we actually build PLCs, professional learning communities, around those learner centered problems. So this has been kind of like a systems approach to identifying students with needs, academic needs, and then getting them the help that they need. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I just mentioned PLCs. This has been something that I've done at the past couple of schools, and it's been really successful at eShow. We really do get into the professional learning communities and we look at the 4 questions of a professional learning community. What do we want students to learn? How will they know when they learn it? And that is, of course, and then, of course, how will we differentiate? Both sides of the differentiation are the other 2 questions. And that's been one way to connect professional learning and collaboration among teachers to that data, the quality of the data that we've been building and using to analyze student performance. So there's 2 points right there. I've also, at the current school, we were able to really increase the personal project results. Prior to me coming to the school, and I'm not saying this was all about me, it was about building capacity among the team of a community project coordinator or personal project coordinator and the personal project supervisors. But 3 years ago, eShow had never had a student achieve a score of 7. And over the course of the past couple of years, using careful data collection and a moderation system built off of or built around an Excel spreadsheet that the MYP coordinators in the North China region developed together. I brought that to eShow. We were able to really kind of track the predicted grades and the support that teachers were giving students. And over the past 3 years, we've slowly increased scores. And last year, we had our first 4 7s. We had 4 students achieve the highest mark bands. And I see that as a result of all of these other things coming together, the PLCs, the use of data, and then we saw it kind of, see fruition in the personal project. Then the other thing I'll mention, because again, I'm sure like listening to this video is quite boring for you. I would just mention that there are some what I call the soft corners that we've been working on as well, besides these more practical aspects. So I've been increasing the awareness of culturally responsive teaching in terms of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging and justice, I guess. And we think that culturally responsive teaching is a good way to approach that. We've also been working on SEL, and we've been realizing, I've gotten teachers to realize that SEL isn't about taking on new things. Most of them do social emotional learning. They conduct these practices without knowing it. We've just been articulating it and sharing our best practices. And along those lines, I've been talking to teachers more and more about adopting a universal design for learning approach, which is also great because it circles back around to grading and data and interventions. If students have choice about how they express their learning and how they engage their learning, then they're going to be more involved in their own progress in terms of their learning and making it a reflective progress. So that's everything that I have to say. But when you are considering my application, if you have any questions, please reach out. I would be happy to further elaborate. Thank you very much.